Hello, Mark Larson here for Compass for Your Life. Today we're going to talk about vintage Christmas wreaths and motion lamps. Motion lamps were made mainly in the 1950s, 50 to 1952. Were mainly made out of paper. The L.A. Goodman Company did make a motion lamp in approximately 1955 that was made out of plastic. And so that is one thing, exception to the rule. But today we're going to take a look at all those. First wreath we're going to talk about today is approximately from the 1920s to 1930s. It was probably, more than likely, made by the Prop Corporation, P-R-O-P-P. Actually came with a halo that went and it was attached to the light bulb. Basically just a plastic disc that was there to make it look like flames around the bulb. More realistic for the time, because they had just gone basically from flames to electricity not much before this. So that is one that has held up very well. Next wreath that I also have is also a chenille wreath. Was made where they wrapped the chenille rope around the base. It had one light bulb, also with a decorative sprig at the bottom, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Probably also made in the same time period. Was made by Prop. Could have been made by, there was also companies that were Standard Base. Raylight were also ones that made, and Goodlight. And all these wreaths that I'm going to show you were made by these companies. And all this is speculative on the exact time and date of production. So next one I'm going to show you is a 2-candle wreath made by Raylight in 1936. It was also chenille, wrapped the same way with chenille rope. Had 2 bulbs and with a decorative sprig below. Has held up quite well for the age. Moving on to the next wreath, actually a cellophane wreath would have been made approximately 1935. Had 1 bulb with a decorative sprig below. Actually was made, what you think, a cellophane, just like what it is. Was made by the Goodlight Corporation. So, and also held up well. Next one I'm going to show you actually is a Hinoki rope wreath. And Hinoki rope is very abrasive, really rough. And it's probably out of all these the oldest one, approximately from the mid-20s. Has held up really well. In fact, I have the original box, and I actually got this wreath from a friend of mine. So it was very kind of him to do that. So, and moving on to the next one. Actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a Santa face, and was made by the Raylight Corporation in 1950. Also chenille, and it has held up with the decorative sprig below, and I'm trying to see if you can get the Santa face there a little bit better there. But the Santa face was made out of early plastics. So, and then the tree in between all the wreaths is actually a half tree that I got from my grandmother. I believe she got it in the late 50s. It was something she always had outside of her door, and had lights that I got to change when they were burned out. Have a lot of good memories about that tree. So, but it always hung out right outside her front door. So, okay, and now we're going to move on to motion lamps. And they're showing you in past videos is the 1936 Chirolite wreath. And that was made by Noma. So, and I didn't explain in that video that the cellophane was what filled in the color of the wreath. It made up the candle and the poinsettia and all the greenery. That was where the cellophane had gone when I rebuilt this one. So, and if that doesn't ring a bell, I did that in a previous video when I talked about this wreath. So moving on to motion lamps. This one, I need to get my notes here, is a red 18-inch Econolite Corporation motion lamp. Not going around right now, varies a lot on the way the the heating system is going, and whether they're just a lot of things. I don't know how well they work for the day. They definitely vary per day, and most of the time the smaller ones definitely go around a little bit better, I believe, than the larger ones. But this one's 18 inches tall and was made in 1950. The one right next to it that is going around was also an Econolite Corporation that is 12 inches tall and blue, also made in 1950. And both of those, the Econolite Corporation is still around. They make traffic lights, so that is one thing that's kind of interesting. Kind of definitely different spectrums, different ends of the spectrum. So next motion lamp that I have is a revolving tree company, and that is the one right by the candle and the snowman right between there. So, and that was made in 1955 by, like I said, the revolving tree company, and it is also approximately 18 inches tall. The Santa right there was actually Santa on a reindeer, is lit by a candelabra base light bulb. It was made by Starlight in 1955. But that's what that is right there. He just was meant to set on mantles and were just set around for Christmas. And that's kind of all that he did with it when he was lit up. So, and then the last light that I have, the motion lamp, was made by L.A. Goodman in 1955. And it was a little bit different because it was made out of plastic rather than the paper cone. The cone was definitely plastic rather than paper. And it also revolved around with the heat of the light bulb. Has held up pretty well. The plastic is starting to age and crack, but that is kind of to be expected from the time and then the heat from the light bulb. So, so that's kind of some of them. I have some other motion lamps that I have at other places, but these are the ones that I'm going to show today. I do have, I have looked on eBay and found a couple examples of these on eBay that you can take a look at that are actually a green one of the Econolite Corporation. Actually, it's like the red one except green. And then there's also a one of these chenille Santa Face wreaths on eBay right now. Both very good examples of what I have right here. So if you'd want to check those out, I'll have links to both of those items on my video here. So, and anyway, if that's if that answers all your questions, or if you have any questions, get a hold of me. I'm always happy to talk about Christmas. And if you would like to see more videos like this, subscribe below. And on that note, everybody have a great holiday season and take care.